Okay. Am I visible and audible both?
Yes, sir. Yes, madam, you are audible.
Okay. Give me just 1 second and I'll fix it and I'll start the recording. Okay. Every 40 seconds, a person commits suicide in our country. Loneliness among all age groups is on an all-time high. Many people are torn between the will to live and go on with their life and the urge that they have to finish it or and die basically. And they need our support. Let's understand how we can identify such people and how we can help them come out of it. Good evening to each and everyone from our happy go lucky family watching us on Zoom and live on YouTube. I'm Divya Shah from Radio Diva. It's an initiative to reach out, create awareness on crucial mental health issues, holistic well being, and we also have fun sessions where we celebrate life. Notable speakers from varied fields share their wisdom and experiences with us, enriching and inspiring us to be the better version of ourselves. So, if you like our content, show us your support by hitting that like button on YouTube. We are by the name The Radio Diva on YouTube. Subscribe so that you know when a video is uploaded and share it with friends and family who will benefit by the variety of content and the amazing, beautiful speakers that we have. Follow the Radio Diva page on Instagram and Facebook and be part of our happy go lucky community. We have been operational from the first lockdown and it has been a year, almost 2 years of amazing journey. And today we have Dr. Jaykumar with us. He is a retired principal. He was professor of chemistry for 35 years. And for the last 7 years, he has been a volunteer with an organization called Sanjeevani. It's an affiliate group of befrienders worldwide. They work on prevention of suicide over the world. And the numbers he shared with me were certainly not comfortable. So let's go straight away to him. Welcome to Radio Diva, Jaykumar sir. Welcome to the family, and I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you, madam.
So, talking about this topic is a bit uncomfortable, I'm sure, and not many of us would like to, we indulge in such topics. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Madam, there is some audio
And
disturbance.
our WhatsApp. If you want to be part of our group or if you want to follow us on YouTube, Jayaji has shared both the things on the chat box. Yes, I can hear you now, sir. So why do you think, sir, this topic is important and we all should talk about it?
So the thing is that actually the suicide prevention was an agenda of the governments and also the government agencies, but it is not working out. The UNO has also recognized this and they have initiated a method of public participation of all people. And they have recognized that that is the only way we can control it. And that is why I am here, and that is the message I want to convey to you.
Right. And, normal citizens, because maybe it doesn't concern us, we don't talk about it. We are not, maybe, till the time it happens in our family, that topic doesn't bother us. Okay,
So there's a social stigma still existing. The social stigma is still existing, and that has to be overcome. Generally, it will be possible to actually, the suicidal people are people who are requesting for help. You should see that. You should hear their cry for help. Then only it will be possible for us to have a control over this moment.
Right. So I have given you sharing links. If you want to take it forward, so you can share.
Oh, thank you.
So everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm sure we all will benefit by it, and this video will be definitely much more, with all the expertise and all the information that Sir will share, we will be able to help many people. So I'm sure we will take it forward to many around us. Yes.
So, shall I begin, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
So thank you. So I am very thankful to this attempt of Diva, Radio Diva, to propagate this idea, this agenda. Actually, Radio Diva is a platform where the psychological issues, but on the positive side, not negative. I had the opportunity to go through some of their YouTube videos, and I found that they are dealing with the positive side of life, the positive happenings in life, music, such things, etc.
Right, sir.
But life has got a negative side also, and we all know positive can exist only if there is a negative. This negative that causes the existence of the positive. So the two should be there, and so we should understand the negative side also. And so, but that is not that we should go into the negative side. We can do something to bring that negative side of people in that negative side to the positive side. Now that is the aim of my short conversation with you.
Right, sir. Absolutely.
So let us, our time is precious. So let us go into the our program. And I want it to be interactive. And you can also have your time for general interaction at the end of the program. And in the middle also, some interaction may be needed. So the topic we are going to discuss is suicide. You can prevent it. Actually, there are many myths about suicide still existing in our society. The myths and stigmas of suicide are historically silenced. That is why when we want to talk about suicide, the face of everyone changes. A curious expression arises. It is because of the social stigma that is still very strong in almost all societies. No distinction of country, caste, or religion or anything, everywhere it exists. We have been led to believe that talking about suicide carries more risk than not talking about it. So whenever a mention of suicide comes, it's a hushed tone, because people think that if you talk about it loudly, more may be attracted towards it. So let us examine whether it is true or not. So without accurate information, we have been scared into silence. So let us come out of it. Being aware about the facts about suicide make you a vital partner in suicide prevention in your community. That is also how it is happening. We are going to see subsequently. Now, first of all, let us analyze some solid facts about suicide. Our host herself has mentioned that one suicide is happening in every 40 seconds. That was very shocking to her initially. That is a fact. That means about 1 person in 10,000 is committing suicide. This is for the whole world. That means an estimated 1 million people per year die by suicide. It is 1.4% of all deaths that is happening in this world. All deaths means natural death, accidental death, war, diseases, etc., everything. And it is the most important cause of death among youth. That is a very notable thing. We should understand that. And more people actually die from suicide than from murder or war. When there is a war or when there is a murder, there is a very high impact, media impact on it. But actually, the war and suicide and the murders are causing only a small fraction of the total deaths that is happening. More people are actually dying due to suicide than from war or murder. That also we should recognize. And if you examine the countries of the world, this is the way in which the suicide statistics is distributed. The yellow colored region has the suicide rate of above 13. This is per lakh. And the blue colored countries have in the range 6.5 to 13, the red 6.5, and for the black colored countries, it's very low. It is lower, mostly because the correct statistics are not available. So you see, the Asiatic countries are highly prone to suicide, and India is in that yellow belt. And if we examine the suicide rates in the world, we can see that in 2018 it was 11.4, 2019 it is 10.6, and 2020 it is 10.4. But that's an average. But if you go to individual countries, we can see that Lesotho, that is the country having the highest suicide rate, is 72.4. And Barbados, that is having the lowest rate, 0.6. So there are countries having very high suicide rates and very low suicide rates. Why this is happening? What is the cause? This is the economic cause alone. If you examine the list of the countries, you will see that economics is not the only cause. There may be some other causes also. But much studies are needed. Actual research is needed in this area. And if you take India, it comes in almost in the middle. It has got a suicide rate of 12.3. And the important thing about the Indian suicide rate is that it is the highest in this region. Our neighbors, Sri Lanka, it is 8.9. Bangladesh, it is only 5.9. And for Pakistan, it is only 2, something around 2. For Afghanistan, it is only around 4. So the India is actually first in the Asiatic region, also in suicide. That also we should recognize. And if you examine the individual Indian states, you can see a distribution of the percentage. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they have got the highest suicide rate of 41, followed by this Puducherry, Pondicherry, 33.8, in Chhattisgarh, 24.7, Sikkim, 30.2, and my state Kerala, it is 23.5. It is also a high. So that is a very curious thing. Same country, same culture, everything same, but still you see the suicide rates are fluctuating, are very large difference. If you go to Jammu and Kashmir, it is only 2.5. So why this is happening? So we should think about it. So there are many factors behind suicide, many controlling factors, controlling parameters are there. So serious study should be initiated into these causes, and because of the social stigma still strong, such studies are very little or actually practically absent. So we should also recognize that fact also. So these are the things about suicide which we should understand. And just a few statistics. If you examine the world suicides, we can see that daily wage earners, they are the highest one who do the suicide. 22.4% of the world suicides is from the daily wage earners group. Housewives come the next, it is 17.1. Then the various self-employed, unemployed, professional, persons engaged in farming sector, students, retired persons. You see, retired person is very less actually. So this is how in which the suicide rates exist among the different categories of people, and the daily wage earners, they are the one who is much affected, and so the significance of the economic factor cannot be avoided. And also, if you examine the causes, reasons for the suicide, we can see that the family problems, that accounts for the most of the suicides. It is 30.4% of the world suicides is due to family problems. Then illness is another cause, important cause. Then marriage-related issues, drug issues, love affairs, bankruptcy, failure in examination, unemployment, professional career problems, then property dispute, poverty, etc., etc. Many things are causing are the reasons for this. But still, you see, the important or the majority of the problems arise from the family situation and also due to the illness related issues. And also, this is also a distribution of the statistics of the way in which the different age groups, and also among the gender sensitivity of suicide. But in the normal concept is that the women are mentally very weak, and they will be the one who are more prone to suicide. But actually, it is not so. The women's suicides are only 1/3 of the men's suicides. Men do the or are prone to suicide 3 times higher than the women. And also another curious thing we can notice is that the high age group, the 75 to 84, it is very high. That is at the same time in the case of women of that category, it is very low. Now this is the world statistics, and mainly the elder suicides of the elder age, older people. That's more prevalent in the European countries, America, USA, Canada, etc. It is more prevalent. Maybe the isolation at the retirement, the family structure is not able to support them. Maybe that can be one of the reason, but there is an observation. The aged people commit prone to suicide more, and that is not true as far as India is concerned. India, it is not like that, but for foreign countries, that is the way. And because of that, the number coming from the foreign countries, the statistics is appearing in this way. So this is the way in which the suicide are distributed among the different age groups. And now we should recognize a very important factor, the social impact of the suicide. When we talk about suicide, we are concerned only with one person. But you have to understand one important thing. The success rate of suicide is only 5. That means among 20 suicide attempts, only one is being successful. So every one suicide we say is actually associated with 20 suicide attempts. So the number of suicide attempts happening in this world is 10 to 20 million. And each suicide or suicide attempt affect at least 20 people, family, immediate friend circle, etc. etc. And so actually 50 to 120 million people of this world are actually affected by suicide. So that is a social impact of this phenomenon. And suicide is preventable. That is the most important. And the International Association of Suicide Prevention is an agency under UN, and they are working on this area, and it has been operating since 2003. And they are organizing the World Suicide Prevention Day in September 10th of every year. And many programs are organized in response to that, for that. And why I said this is that in 2019 they have a new motto for suicide prevention: working together to prevent suicide. In 2020 also we can see the same motto: working together to prevent suicide. And 2021 it is again creating hope through action. So this change in the focus area is the important thing that is giving me, that is the force behind me to give you this for making this presentation. Because actually the UN and also the suicide prevention agencies are inviting the public, general public, everyone to cooperate with them, to coordinate with them to prevent suicide. Because they have recognized that the governmental agencies and their actions are insufficient in bringing down the rate. And that is why they have shifted their focus on having public support. And so that we should recognize, and that is what Radio Diva also has to recognize. It is the public who has to come into this platform and see what they can do, or they can do a lot of things. And they are actually the most strongest force that can have any impact on the suicide prevention. So let us see something more about it. And before that, I want the session to be a little interactive. I want just ask some five things are there. You have to say your opinion on this. Talking openly about suicide will cause it. Can someone unmute and say whether it is true or false? Talking openly about suicide will cause it. What is your opinion? It can be wrong, right or wrong.
I'll request everybody, please use the chat box and help.
Okay.
Paruldi says true. People talk about it because then somewhere in the back of their mind, it is there that if they talk about it, they will cause it. Ramendra sir says no.
Well, actually, it is no.
Vijayan says
it
no.
Is no. It has been observed to be no.
Okay.
Then anyone can learn to help someone who is struggling with thoughts of suicide.
Right.
What about
I will request everybody, please, come forward.
Okay. Now I find that the time is running short and it will take a lot of time. So just I shall.
So Satnamji says no. Somebody called Minecraft says escapism from reality. Thank you, everybody. Please be proactive and answer Sir's question. Anyone can help someone who's struggling with thoughts.
Anyone can. So that is actually true. Anyone can help.
Okay.
Then third, if someone decides that they want to take their own life, there is nothing we can stop to prevent them. That's a wrong assumption. We can prevent them. That is the fact. Okay. If someone talks about suicide, they don't need to be taken seriously. That is true. If someone talks about suicide, actually they are going to do it. You should take it seriously. It is not a child's play. They are serious on it. You should recognize that. There are signs that we can look for that may indicate someone is considering suicide. There are signs that we can look for that may indicate someone is coming for considering suicide. That is true. There are signs.
But there are times when people just talk, okay, I just don't feel like living. I feel like, finishing my life. Then,
they are signs. They're actually signs.
Okay.
You should look forward there. I'm just coming into that. We have to observe that also. That is also an important sign.
That's what Parul is asking. Parul is asking ki what can be, what signs that we need to keep.
That we are going. In the coming slides, we will be discussing that also.
Right. Sir.
Okay. So, what we should do under this condition? What can we do to prevent it? And for that, I am just inviting you to view this picture. Can anyone recognize this picture? This is the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco, USA. It's a very famous famous tourist spot. About 1 lakh people visit this annually. And also, it is a famous suicide spot. Almost 2,000 suicide deaths have happened from this bridge. It is 1.6 kilometers long and 222 meters high, very high. And anyone who jumps from this will surely die. And what I am going to relate to you is a story of a suicide survivor from this bridge. A young man was there. He came into the bridge in the morning. He was sitting in the railing. He was just weeping. Many tourists were coming. They were passing. No one observed him. It became noon in the evening. Still he was there. And then he jumped down. Fortunately, he was saved. And after that, he was asked, why did you jump down? The story he told was that if someone has talked to me, or if someone had asked me why I am sitting here, why I am crying, I would not have jumped down. So that is so true. If someone had asked him or listened to him, he would not have jumped down. So that is the threat we have to take. What can you do? Listen. Listen with your heart. Don't judge or advise. Don't show surprise or shock when they tell you that I want to kill myself. Say that you care. Because each one will have his own frame of reference. A person who is about to commit suicide has got his own frame of reference. An observer cannot be in that frame. So there can be, the observer will be almost perplexed by his attitude. That is why you just listen to him. You just hear what he has to say. You listen with your heart. then it will be possible for you to help him. Say that we care for you. We are with you. Keep your eyes and ears open. See for these words. I am tired of life. I just can't go on. My family would be better off without me. Who cares if I am dead anyway? I just want out. I won't be around much longer. Pretty soon, you won't have to worry about me. So, whenever you are in conversation with your friends or relatives or even public, keep your ears tuned to these words. See if someone is uttering these words. Take care of them. Just talk to them. Just listen to them. Just say why you are saying like this. That can be helpful. And that is the thing what is expected from us. Because we are not, most of us, some of us may be trained, but most of us are not trained to treat them. But just listen to them. That everyone can do. And that is what we should do. And that is what that can prevent this malady, or that can bring down this malady, even though we may be able to prevent it completely, but still it can help. We have to look out for the feelings, actions, the physical nature, thoughts. All these can be clues. Desperateness, anger, guilty, worthlessness, helpless, lonely, sad, hopelessness. These are the feelings that are associated with this attitude. Actions, giving away possessions, withdrawal, abuse, use of substances, reckless behavior, extreme mood swings, increased impulsivity, self-injury. Then lack of interest in appearance, changes in appetite, weight, change in sleep pattern. Then thoughts, all my problems will end with me. I just can't take it anymore. I wish I were dead. You will be better off without me. I can't do anything right now. So you see, these are the feelings, actions, or physical observations or thoughts you have to observe in others to see whether they have got a suicidal intention. And if you observe any of these, you just listen to them, just talk to them. That is all what you have to do, and that's all you can do, you have to do. Now, Lakshmi Jaykumar, she is a very eminent suicide prevention activist operating from Chennai. She has devised this word, is path warm, that actually denotes the sentences that are connected with the suicidal feelings or suicidal nature: ideation, substance abuse, purposelessness, anxiety, trapped, hopelessness, withdrawal from friends, anger, recklessness, mood changes. All these are the associated feelings. So we can just remember them. These have been mentioned, but this has been properly aligned. That is the importance. So you know what you have to do. So what can be helpful? Show that you care. Listen carefully. Be genuine. I am concerned about you, about how you feel. Ask the question. Be direct, caring, and non-confrontational. Are you thinking about suicide? That's a very controversial area. Because if you think, you may be thinking that if you ask someone, are you thinking about suicide? Maybe even a person who was not much inclined to be suicidal will be committing suicide. That is the popular notion. I was also thinking in that way. But as a suicide prevention volunteer, I have observed that this is the thing that actually works. If someone phones you or comes to you and talks to you, then he will be talking about a lot of things, beating around the bush, saying something that many things that may have no relevance at all, unrelated things. But when you ask him this question, are you thinking about ending your life? Then immediately everything will change. His mood will change. Tears may come out of it. He may lose his control. And he will say everything that is inside him. He will reveal everything that is in before him. because it is in his mind. He is ashamed to say about it. If someone asks about, everything will come out. And you see a suicidal monk that is clouded with emotion, many feelings, many thoughts. And when these many thoughts and feelings, emotions come out, the clouding of the mind will be cleared. His path will be more clear. He will be able to think more clearly. That is what we have to achieve through active listening, through caring, through listening with heart. And if you find that it is not possible to bring down his emotions, then get help. Get help of the proper suicide prevention agencies. There are many agencies like you. This is my agency, Sanjeevani. We are operating from Trivandrum, and this is our phone numbers. We are open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on all days. The landline number is there. The mobile number is there. Now, due to COVID, we are not able to open the center, so the mobile number still works. Or ask them to contact in the mail. You try to ask them to seek help or just call any of these numbers. We shall deal with them properly. Unless you find that your talking alone is bringing them down to the normalcy, or if you are not able to convince them or not able to approach them properly, then you just ask them to phone us. No, we are not the only one that is working here. These are all the agencies that are there. Many phone numbers are there. You can contact any one of them. All of them are there, ready to help anyone who is having a suicidal ideation. I'm just not mentioning all the names because you said that it is in the YouTube, so anyone can see this at any time. So just remembering and repeating the names again and again, it will only cost time, so I am not going into that. There are actually 17 centers now. This is in India. There are also international forums are also there.
Right.
So if you see that the mere conversation is not able to bring them down, you just ask them to contact any of these numbers.
This will be very helpful, sir.
So just before that, just giving homage to the person who actually initiated all these things. It is called Chatvara. It was the befriending process. It was initiated in 1950. And just a very small story about this. It was the Second World War time. All the families were disrupted. There were many families. All the men lost, husbands lost, the children lost. Many children have not their father or even mother. So there was a lot of suicide happening around London. And it was at that time that he started the counseling process to provide help to the victims of the war, Second World War. And there was enormous number of people coming towards him, and he could not just control them. So he just appointed some volunteers to just talk to them, take their data, and then send them to him. What he observed was that after talking to the volunteer and giving and telling their problem, the counseling process was much more easy. Actually, counseling was not needed because the talking with the volunteer, untrained volunteer, not training, untrained volunteer itself has been able to relieve the suicidal ideation of a good majority of the people. And it was this observation that prompted him to start this idea of befriending. And now there is a worldwide organization called Befrienders Worldwide. And we have the Befrienders India functioning in India. And all these agencies are coordinating or working on this main area of suicide prevention by just listening and talking. So next is the most important slide. Thank you. So this is what I have to say. I have exceeded by 6 minutes. Sorry, Viva. So if you are open for interaction, we can have, time is available, interaction can be there.
So if you can stop the presentation, and you need not be sorry, sir. It's such an important topic. I think the statistics was very important to know. I mean, we might, think कि जब हमें लगता है ना कि हमारे घर में नहीं है तो वो problem exist नहीं करता. I mean, talking in Hindi, if I have to say, but this problem is there, and if it's not the problem of your house, that doesn't mean that the problem is not there. Talking about it is definitely important, and if we as a society want to grow, we have to have all this in our mind and we have to work on it. Matthew sir says excellent presentation, very informative and touching. So I'll request all of you, I think now you can unmute yourself. If there is anybody, Nilima ji, Satnam ji, I mean all the people whom I don't know also, if you want to add on to what Jaykumar sir shared, definitely he made it very clear that it's definitely preventable, that one conversation with the person can help the person be out of that situation. So if you have any input, please Nilima ji, Satnam ji, come forward and share.
I am Dr. Kurup from Bombay. Whether I can
Yes.
add something?
Yes, sir. Please come forward.
When that this our understanding regarding what is good and bad, it is overpowered with emotions. That time may over, then they cannot do it. Because that the emotions, that in Malayalam we may say vikaram, that is the emotions. Then vivekam, what is good and bad. If we may able to judging power is there, I don't understand the word in English, I forget it. Because that if that judgment power may come back, then we may not able to do it. So that moment, so what I may do it, because last about 22 years I am treating with the homeopathic medicine, with along with the counseling also. That it is preventing. After that, my treatment and the counseling, even one single case was not failed, because that even emotional changes will happen with the medicines also. It can improve. So if we may come to know this person is having this problem, so with counseling along with the medication, it is possible to prevent so many cases. It can be preventable. That is my opinion. So there are so many good cases that I am last 10 years I am continuously treating, but I am getting even single case I am not failed. That is my that I like to say. Anyway, that our SARS Jaykumar sir's class was very excellent and was very nice. Thank you very much, sir. Keep it up.
Sridhar sir, you are doing a great service. You're doing a great service, treating patients without even charging. Incredible, sir. Thank you so much, and such a privilege to have you with us, sir.
May I add something more? Everyone, so yes. I am Matthew Swangal from Trivandrum. One suicide happens in 20 attempts. I mean, 20% attempting for suicide, but one person may commit suicide. See, what is my understanding is that every person will be giving some signals. Suppose if we can understand the signals well, we can save them. All the persons who intend to commit suicide will give some signals. Listen them carefully, watch them carefully, be with them. You will be able to understand. Yesterday, I had an incident with a girl who is a very young girl, aged 22. She wanted to, she don't want to live more, but she was telling to me that she is not interested in her studies. The presenting problems may not be the real problems. As Dr. Jaykumar said, the presenting problem may not be the real problem. We have to, we must have not an ear to hear, but a heart to hear. If we are having a good heart to hear, and if you are ready to be with them, say that I have forgotten the word, but he has, we are for you. If you say that, that's enough. Everything will come out. Thank you, Dr. Jaykumar.
Your message is going to stay with me, that we should not hear anybody from our ears. We should hear people from our hearts.
Yes.
Will always stay with me, Matthew sir. And thank you so much. so much for sharing this incident with us. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Yes, good
You know,
evening.
even young people as 22, 24 are going through this kind of feeling. So it's a weird situation, and we all as a society should help people. So it's a very important topic. I'm happy, Jaykumar sir, we agreed to do this topic. Yes, somebody wanted to share. I'm so
Yes, good
sorry.
evening, ma'am.
Just if people can switch on their camera, I'll be able to see them, and others will also be able to see them. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
My name is Jayanambudri from Thrissur.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see people are using hammers to break the rocks. Suppose they apply 50 times. First, they are given the high pressure, and then finally they are given the low pressure. In every pressure, it will be creating a lot of scars in the rocks. Same way, if the person is sitting alone, or he will be facing lot of rejection from he feel lot of rejection. From this rejection, he can't able to come out. So first we can provide one is unconditional listening. Then we can do some charity. The meaning of our life is help others. So do some charity works. For better charities, donate the blood. Blood donation is the best charity work to unknown person. So we can change their mindset also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jaykumar,
Thank
sir,
you
just
so much,
one
sir.
query.
That's a
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. I think there's some problem with Divya's connection.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Yes, somebody wanted to ask a question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I was requesting Jaykumar, sir, to please advise some of the people who may get to know that a person is talking about suicide, and they may stay away from him, actually break off due to worries about police investigation and what is going to happen, whom did he speak to. They may start wanting, what did he say? So they may just break away. So what, I would request Jaykumar, sir, to give some advice to such people who may get scared of a person intending or talking about suicide, and as a consequence just get repelled by.
Right, Satnamji, thank you so much for the question. Yes, Jaykumar sir, Matthew sir, any of you would like to answer it?
Say, we in our centers, in the befriending centers, the volunteers will give free emotional support. At the same time, the support they will assure the confidentiality and the anonymity that will be assured. Then the people can come forward and talk freely, because we don't want to know their name. We don't want to know their place from where they are talking. What we want is, we are ready to help you. We are here to help you. That's all. Yeah, whatever you say to us, it will be confidential, strictly confidential. We will assure it. That assurance, by taking that as an assurance, they will start talking. Thank you, sir. Singh sir, for asking that question. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
I am Rajendra Babu.
Yes, sir.
Jaykumar sir has presented the topic with the actual data, and really this is an alarming issue. From the data, it is clear, which do not get actual attention, I think. And he has presented with compared with so many factors, region-wise, social-wise, gender-wise, economic-wise. So, but how we can identify? My question is, normally people who do not have company or friends or introverts, such people, normally exposed to others. So how we can identify them, that is a problem. Because who has friends and all that, they may convey things.
So
But those who do not.
Yeah, right. So I think Jaykumar sir did mention in the starting slides ki there are, signs, their behavior, the way they withdraw, they stop taking care of themselves. They use those sentences ki, with me, my problem will end. All those behavior patterns, they are not worried about their weight or their health. They just, all those traits, I think these are things that we can, keep in our mind whenever we come across such people. This, I'll tell everybody, this thing is going live on YouTube. So please go through it again, because there was this session that Jaykumar sir did. It was all information packed, and there might be, slides that you want to go back to so that it registers with you. So please, Jayaji has shared the YouTube link. Please go back to it. Yeah, Nilimaji has raised her hand. Nilimaji, you want to say something?
Yes, Divya. I'm sorry if my voice is a little muffled. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'm still recovering from COVID. So, but the topic was of such intense importance that I really wanted to participate in this. So, major thing is that from what I have from my own experiences dealing with people who are undergoing some or the other kind of mental issues, it is very important first to identify, to recognize whether that person is seriously considering suicide or using it just as a threat. So that is also, and even that person might not be aware. So often it happens that the person thinks that he is at the edge of giving up, but more often than not, that person is just using it as a threat or a way to convey their emotions. It's just a cry for help. It's just a cry to be heard. So a lot of things can be sorted just by taking those people through simple questions where they think, where you lead them to think about the situation and wonder whether this is the only option they have. So that really helps. Like what I have experienced is mostly people, after having a couple of long chats and discussions where you have to take it very seriously. You have to show that you are taking the entire conversation, the entire thing very, very seriously, and engage them in those talks. More often than not, they actually identify themselves. They understand, oh God, I mean, situation is not so bad. So
Right.
it is important to take them through that process.
Right.
Yeah. And if there is someone who you really feel that this person is genuinely losing all hope, that is the time you start working on them, showing them options they're not able to see on their own. Right. And that would include that people, there are people for whom they matter. So if they're not worried about their own life or their own happiness or anything, they have to start thinking about those people. So you build an emotional responsibility kind of thing within them for others, for the people who are emotionally connected with them. And Satnamji had asked a question that about what to do with people when you can see that somebody is on the precipice and you're scared that it might lead to some investigation or you might get embroiled in the entire police thing. So my suggestion would be that talk to that person till you are comfortable. And once you feel that, okay, this person really needs help, reach out to any of the other associations. There are so many organizations who work on this. So then leave it to the experts. But don't leave that person. That's all. Thank you. And this is an invigorating discussion. Jaykumar ji and everybody who has been working in this field, my sincere gratitude and regards to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was an opinion from a professional, and thank you. But the mere public, a person who do not know anything about it can do what a person can do is talking, just talking to him. And if he feels that it is out of control, he cannot do it, just refer it to the proper agency. That is what I also mentioned. That is the only procedure we can adopt. And so far, we have been functioning, as far as Sanjeevani is concerned, we have been functioning for the last 6 years. We have taken about 2,000 cases during this period. And about 60 of them were active suicidal cases. And we are happy that we were able to prevent them. That is the return. That is the return we get from our work. That is satisfaction we get from our work. And so anyone, when any public, anyone can do it. And that is the message we have to convey through this program.
So it's basically, this is a way that I think, everybody can make a difference. It need not be an expert only. I mean, the way Rupali Di mentioned, I'm also helping one lady and it takes a lot from her and it's not easy at all. I think we all in our small way can make a difference and help that person see the positive of life, or just give a listening ear to the person. I think most of the time suicide stems out of attention seeking. The person is not getting the due attention and the person is feeling unwanted and unloved, not loved, and then the person takes that extreme step. So I think giving love to people also is very important. Give that person a feeling that yes, you are important, you are precious, you are your life matters. So I think this one basic emotion that we all can show everybody. Day before yesterday I was reading something that every life is matters, every person can contribute to the world. If we all reach our own potential and if we all do our bit, this world will be a better place to live. So, everything is important. I think we are done with the topic. Anybody else wants to add last line, or Jaykumar sir, if you can sum it all and then we can.
I like to add one more point. If somebody is having every man or woman needs some kind of love. If there is a person to love you in this world, you cannot do the suicide. So loving and take love and give love is one of the most important thing in the world. So love is the most important in this world, what I feel. Thank you.
Very true, sir. Very true. I think love is the cure for many of the life's problems. If you are able to unconditionally love people, I think that's the only thing that they need to go on in their life. Yes, somebody is saying something.
Jaykumar sir's talk is very highly interesting and informative.
Yes, very true. Very true.
Ajita madam, she is my friend. When problems come to our life, like a non-stop rain, we may think of, at some time, we may think of suicide. Ajita madam, I have heard one talk of Ajita madam earlier. That changed my mind very much. Hearing music, praying, meditation, seeing beauty of nature, all these helped to change my mind. Recently, I talked with her, all my problems. I told her, she cared her, she consoled her. She told me, I am here to help you. Jaykumar sir's wife, Jagda madam, changed my mind very much. I am so much thankful to Ajita madam. She herself sent this link to me. Jaykumar's talk has also helped me very much to solve all my problems, to console me, emotionally.
Thank you so much.
Very friendly and interesting talk.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Usha ma'am, for sharing. And I think Jaykumar sir gave great information. I think all of us should go back to the slides because he clearly mentioned the symptoms that we need to look out for, the talks, the change in behavior that we need to keep an eye on. I think it's very important if we want to help people, we'll have to be mindful of such behaviors around us. And Jaykumar sir, any last words that you want to say to wrap the show tonight?
Well, Usha ma'am, it is to Usha ma'am and to everyone. Now you can be a volunteer. Everyone can be a volunteer. So this is our responsibility. All our brothers and sisters, and we should help our brothers and sisters. They actually need our help. They are crying for help, and we should come forward and help them. That is my last word. Thank you.
Very true, Jaykumar sir. And if somebody has given us love, I think it's our responsibility to give love to others. I mean, I have my teacher who helped me. I mentioned Jaykumar sir. He's also from Kerala, who loved me so much that I felt so loved as a kid. So, we all have certain people in our life who have made that difference to us in our personality, in our being. And if we have received something, it's our duty to spread it further. And yes, we need to, look out for those topics and those, carry the torch forward. Amazing, Nilimaji. And everybody, it's our responsibility as a society that we help each other. And it's not a small number. We can't ignore it. Jaykumar sir, the statistics that he shared were startling and we need to, look out for. I'll request everybody, Jayaji has shared the YouTube link and the group link. If you want to be part of our community, you can follow us on YouTube, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, the Radio Diva, we are by that name, and share this link with everybody so that others also benefit and they know that, yes, they can play a role in helping out people to fight this thing. That urge to live has to be much more stronger than the urge to die. So thank you so much, each and every person. And Jaykumar sir, you were amazing. You were wonderful. And I can't pay enough gratitude to you for taking up such an important topic, sir.